Hey guys, it's Nicole over at Two Chicks Quilting here in Ganado, Texas, and I am joining you today to do our tips and tricks with Two Chicks at 2 p.m. So today I wanted to talk about a little bit of hooping for embroidery and mainly focusing on our sticky back stabilizer. So if you've never heard of sticky back stabilizer, I promise you once you use it once, you're going to love it and use it all the time. There are different brands and different types of sticky back stabilizer, so it's going to be a preference of what you like best. So sticky back stabilizer comes in a wash away, it comes in a cutaway, a tear away, and what it is that you have your stabilizer on one side, your stickiness on another side, and then depending on what stabilizer you're using, cutaway, tear away, or wash away is what the stabilizer is going to do. So today I just have a cutaway sticky back stabilizer that I'm going to be demoing. So your sticky back stabilizers are going to be used for those projects that are hard to hoop, backpacks, lunchboxes, baby onesies, shirts, anything that's really, really hard to get all the way hooped into it together. Another reason why you would want to use sticky back stabilizer is if you don't want hoop burn on left on that item. So like this tea towel, we don't want to put it in the hoop because it might leave that hoop burn around it. If you don't know what hoop burn is, it's whenever we're squeezing our hoop together and hooping that object, and we're either tightening it too much or just the pressure around it, depending on what type of fabric or what we're hooping, leaves a ring of where the hoop was, and it actually burns it, quote unquote, into the item that we're hooping, and it does not wash out. It leaves that ring around it. So that's what that sticky back is used for. And of course, if you're not the greatest hooper. So sticky back stabilizer. Anytime I'm doing any type of stabilizer, I always want to cut my stabilizer bigger than my hoop. So I typically just lay my stabilizer on top of my hoop and then cut it from there so I know that I'm getting the right size. And today I'm working with a brother hoop, so your hoops might be just a little bit different on how you actually place them together. Magnetic hoops, they're out there. I know a lot of people that use those. They're very awesome since you don't have to tighten them. They just magnetize together. But this isn't my brother hoop. So I have my bottom part of my hoop down. I'm now hooping my sticky stabilizer only. So my sticky stabilizer is the only thing that's being hooped. I have the stabilizer part down, face down, and then my paper part face up. And then I'm going to go ahead and just hoop that. So we want a good foundation. So that is why we want our stabilizer to be the full size of the hoop and bigger than our actual hoop itself. So I am tightening that securely. The next thing that I like to do anytime I'm hooping anything, just stabilizer or a piece of fabric in there or anything like that, if we're using a regular hoop, I like to have a little bit of a lip on the back side of my hoop, because if you think about it, this hoop is going really fast in our machine, and if we don't secure it tightly, it's starting to shake and move, and it can start moving down our hoop and come unhoop, and then our project is all unhooped in the middle of while doing it. So if you have that little bit of a lip around it, it gives it a little bit of wiggle room before actually coming unhooped, and most of the time then it won't come unhooped. So now I have my sticky back stabilizer only in my hoop, and now I need to expose the stickiness. So I'm going to take a pair of sharp scissors, and I'm going to score all the way around it, and I'm scoring outside of my frame, or on the outside part of my frame, closest to the outside, and I'm doing it just hard enough to scratch the surface of the paper. You don't want it to do too hard and go all the way through your stabilizer, because then you're not going to be able to use it. So you're just scratching that surface so that you can then pull away the paper. And now you have your sticky exposed. As you can see, everything else still has its paper around it, and it still has the paper on the bottom of it. So when I want to hoop it, I leave that paper so that that stickiness doesn't get on my hoop itself. Okay, so that's why I want to hoop it as a whole with the paper still on it, then score it and reveal the stickiness at the end. That helps protect my hoop. Also, depending on what size of hoop you're using, these pieces aren't exposed now. So if you're using your little 2x2 hoop, you have this piece that you can work with now on the side because it's not exposed. So now I have my stickiness exposed, and I am able to now place my object on my hoop. And I just spread it out, and it's ready to go to the embroidery machine. Another good thing about the stabilizer being sticky and not hooping it is that if I'm not a great hooper, I can always peel it up and then move it over and re-stick it. And then I just smooth it all out to make sure I don't have any wrinkles. So that is my tip and trick for you today, guys, is our sticky back stabilizer. If you have not tried it, definitely get your hands on some because it is amazing stuff. I use this anytime that I can so I don't have to go through the whole hooping process. If you have any questions, just give us a message, give us a call, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Bye, guys.